What more can you say? Matthews and Marner, I know it's against Ottawa, and you do have to apply the asterisk a little bit, but they're dancing, man.
Man, I laughed, actually, when he scored the first one yesterday. And my first thought was, again?
Right.
Like, it's like every game.
It's a machine.
Man, I'm not going to quickly turn this into McDavid and Matthews, but these two guys are, and Marner too, they're turning the league into like they're playing Bantam hockey. Like, they get 2 points a game. Matthews scores every game.
Feels
like,
that way.
I can't believe what we're watching from these guys. Like, the dominance, and yeah, it is Ottawa, and Ottawa looked terrible. Like, they had no fight. They couldn't get anywhere close to a save. Once Murray got in there, my goodness. But
we talked about it earlier. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was like that was something to watch. But it's just really amazing to watch. Like, that line, they look like they're having the most fun. Like, when they score again. Like Matthews scores that goal, or the goal yesterday, and when Thornton had the screen, and he kind of, he does the thing where he doesn't really smile, but he scored. And then as soon as he sees Thornton, he breaks out into this like they're having so much fun. It's like it's really awesome to watch. It's fun to watch.
It is. And you're right about how quickly he got on the board last night. I didn't have the game on yet. Like, I got upstairs, I had dinner, I got my kids. My dad sent me a text. He just said Matthews again. I'm like, you're kidding me. Like, the game, how far into the game are we? And this guy's already lighting the lamp. It's every single night. And
when you're on the other side of that, and your team isn't very good, and you give up the early one, and you're trying to muster some internal fight, and you just don't have it. Like, what fight are you going to muster up? Like, that game was over, it felt like, almost right away. And then, Stützle scores from I don't know where, and you're like, oh, maybe. And then
that was a weird one.
Oh, man. And then all of a sudden they just go down and score again. We better get another one. They're rolling along. Just think, one bad game and all the nervousness came out again. But this has been quite a while where they have played really good hockey, like good hockey, good enough hockey on most nights to beat just about anybody.
Yeah, and the standings would indicate that, right? Like, they're 12. What did I just say? 12, 3 and 2.
13-3 and 1, something like that.
It's crazy. I mean, they're not. The two of the losses are against Ottawa.
13-3 and 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, again, not to continue to beat a dead horse there, but I think it is something that needs to be acknowledged at least. But what did you make? We talked about this with Bruce Boudreau, because we all noticed it. I'm sure you noticed it too. That it was about 7 or 8 minutes to go. The game's over, and Keefe decides to put Marner with Tavares to basically hook him up. And that, like, always brought this up a couple times. That's the kind of thing you might do. A guy playing his last game, a guy playing his first game, a guy going for a hat trick that would never possibly get it. $11 million John Tavares is getting propped up with 7 minutes to go against the worst team in the league. I think it was a smart play. But it was pretty loud. Like, it was pretty noticeable that that's exactly what was going on.
Yeah, but it tells me and shows me is that it doesn't matter how much money you make. When your confidence goes, no matter what you try and talk yourself into, when you try and, you do interviews and talk to the press and you say, it's coming, I can feel it, and all that stuff, it's right between your ears. Once that goes, you need help. You need somebody to help you. You're clearly not getting it done yourself, and you need something good to happen. When I saw I had to leave, and so I see the final 7-3, and I just knew it. Like, when you just know something, not like you're a psychic or whatever, but I'm like, Tavares got the 7th goal, guaranteed.
Yep.
It just felt like that was going to be. And so I think it matters because, you scored 2, and there are times, man, it doesn't matter what you make or what you play, you think you're never, ever, ever going to score again.
Well, it gets
Never.
into ugly stages, Raymond. I mean, it goes from, okay, there's some chances there, not really any luck, and then really quality chances stoned by the goaltender. Then you almost get paralyzed where you're like, I can't even touch the puck right now. And then your legs start feeling heavy and you can't move and you're never in position to get the puck. And the whole thing, it really, really turns in, and it just turns into a gong show, and you're screwed. And I always found there was a process to get back out of it. You got to be the first to the rink. You got to get on the bike before everybody else. You got to shoot more pucks, and you got to do everything. Then you're going to go along, and then there's going to be a couple games where you have a bunch of chances and they don't go in, and then you find the next couple games you get one and you're back on track. But going through the process is a complete pain in the ass. A complete pain in the ass.
Because the whole way through it, the one thing I remember was guys saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. The chances are coming." And I wanted to punch them all right in the nose.
Yeah, who cares?
Like, stop it. Stop it. Nothing's coming. I can see it. Nothing's happening. And so you end up talking yourself right back into the hole that's deep enough and it's not like he could rely on his line mates, right? Like, you're in this thing and you can dig yourself out of it. Sure, you need help, man. We know the game's the way it is. John's not the type of player that can take a puck and go 100 feet through the ice and dingle-dangle all over the place and tuck one in. It's going to have to be a different type of play. And, for all the defenders of Nylander, he hasn't played that great either. Well, you know what I noticed for Nylander last night was the breakaway he missed. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon. And I'm like, that looked good. That looked like a guy lighter. And that was I believe it was right after he had got knocked on his ass and scored. Like, all of a sudden things start to happen for you. Maybe this late goal will make him feel a little lighter. Maybe it'll let him play the game that he's supposed to play, not the game that I got to run around and get a hit and do this and just play your own game. You got $11 million a year because you can score. But right now you're so far out of your own game, you don't even look like the same player. And I feel that with Nylander too at times. It's like he doesn't even look like the same guy. And then, boom, he's on the board, and then now all of a sudden he's skating again. Man, it's funny. I don't know why it always works that way, or it seems to work that way, but it sure does.
Let me. I got two things, but I just want to climb on this one, and I want the whole all of us to weigh in on what is William Nylander to you guys? Because I kind of sit back and I see the lovers and I see the haters of him, and they're somewhere in between. But what for what he's paid and what you believe, what is he? Like, is he a 60-point guy? Is he a 70-point guy? Is he a goal scorer? Is he a playmaker? Is he a power play specialist? Is he what do you see when William Nylander is at his best? And what would you like to see when he's even not scoring but more consistent of?
Ray, go ahead.
I think he's a 25-plus, 65-plus guy. That might not sound like a lot, but that's 65-plus is you're in the 70-point range. I see that for him all the time. When I watch him, I'm like, I think he should do that every year. Mm-hmm. I think he should score 25 goals falling out of bed. With his shot and his speed and his strength, I think it should be there. When he's not, when he's playing, I see somebody that when they carry the puck, there's intent. Like, he's confident, he's moving quickly, but he's got his head up and he's always making a play, whether it's with his legs or because he's a great passer too. When he doesn't have it, I want to see him skate a little more. I think when he loses his game, he stops skating and he watches. Mm-hmm. And you take away a big chunk of his toolbox, which is those $1 million legs, and he doesn't use them. That's what I see when he struggles. When he's playing, man, he covers the ice, and he covers it with the puck, and he makes people worried. He makes people back up. He opens up the ice for his teammates, and he could shoot the thing. And
I find Ray, his best game, I think that number is a 3. It starts with a 3. I think it should be 30 goals in his sleep. And much like we talked about Auston Matthews in the past, and maybe this will come to Nylander, his B game is not very good, to say the least. His A-plus is dynamite. It's a lethal shot. It's incredible skating. It's playmaking. It's a shot that's violent. Like, he rips it under the bar. A goaltender's like, oh, my God, what the hell was that? And there's no chance. It's just the goaltender has no chance on it. But when it goes right to his B game, the B almost goes right to F, where it's like, man, it's just there's no fight in it. You gotta stay involved and work through things, as opposed to saying, well, not tonight, not really happening. So his A-plus game is as good as anybody. It's Pasternak-like. It's all those guys that are dynamic, that score goals. But the difference is the fall-off between the A game and the B game, and that is the major difference between him and a player like Pasternak.
Yep, I can't disagree with any of that. I think what you just hit there was important, because you're not going to have your A game every night. You guys know that. What are you going to have, your A game like 30 games a year? You know,
it's 82 games. I told you the Ronnie Francis breakdown. You're looking to have 65 A-plus games, man, if you can. And that's stretching it.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, man. Then you have 10 stinkers, and then you have 5 where you don't even want to watch the tape and you throw it in the garbage. That's kind of the breakdown. But those 60 or 65, you got to be damn good. That's what you're paid to do.